New information tonight after a woman was found dead in the suburbs.
Another night of frigid cold is coming, plus the chance of some lake effect snow near the end of the week. Your AccuWeather forecast is just ahead.
But first, a follow-up to an I-Team consumer investigation. Police arresting a suspected squatter. A Southside homeowner told us last month squatters took over her home and refused to leave.
Well, tonight we have learned that the alleged squatters are now facing charges. Our consumer investigative reporter Samantha Chapman tonight with the new development.
The property owner is relieved, to say the least. She was there as police removed the people living inside her home. Now the owner finally has her house back.
There he is.
Oh, there he
got
is.
him. They got him.
After months of trying to get alleged squatters out of her home, Sherry Kloss is now rejoicing.
Oh, thank you.
Praise the
Jesus,
Lord.
praise the
This all started last October when she says a man, his girlfriend, and their dog moved into her Roseland property. Kloss told us they were not her tenants.
This is my investment, my home. I am losing money every single day.
She even went as far as to protest outside of her own home, demanding the alleged squatters leave or be arrested. At the time, police didn't remove the people inside, even with the new Illinois squatter law that went into effect this year. The owner says the man inside claimed he had a lease and wasn't leaving.
When I come here to the home, he'll say, "Hey, Sherry, you can't get me out of here."
Chicago police initially told the I-Team they don't carry out evictions, but they do enforce criminal trespass to property when the officer can verify an individual is illegally trespassing. A week later, 22-year-old DeAndre Williams was arrested and charged. His charges include criminal trespass to property, sex offender registry, false information, reckless discharge of a firearm, and electronic harassment. Another woman, Kelly White, was charged with criminal trespass to a residence. Kloss says the couple left a big mess behind in her home, with holes, clothing, and pet droppings everywhere. But in the end, she is glad to have her house back.
We are so grateful because of you and your team. We were able to really shine some light on this problem. So thank you, thank you, thank you.
DeAndre Williams must remain in custody until his next court date on Friday. Kelly White is set to appear in court in March. Neither has entered a plea. The I-Team will be sure to follow up on these cases. Samantha Chapman, ABC7 Eyewitness News.
Excellent work, Samantha. Thank you for that update. And don't forget, everybody, you can always check out the latest of our Consumer Chronicles featuring some of the I-Team's most talked about stories. You can watch Consumer Chronicles right now wherever you stream.
The search for evidence in a murder of a woman in Oswego, and tonight police there asking people living near Valentine's Way to check their doorbell or surveillance cameras for any sign of a masked man. Police say that man has been arrested, and now Michelle Gallardo says they're trying to piece together what happened.
Police say the suspect was known to the victim, and yet even as they have him in custody, they're still seeking the community's help as they look to collect additional evidence. Searching through trash cans and in people's yards, police in Oswego today covered the entire length of this street in the Prescott Mills subdivision. It was just yesterday they were called to Valentine Way after a woman was found dead inside her home. Police saying they responded after receiving a call from the woman's husband saying he believed she was in danger after seeing on their home surveillance a man resembling her ex-husband chase her into their garage. A suspect captured shortly afterwards, thanks in part to several residents whose reports and photographs posted to social media led them in the right direction.
My wife came to me and said that she had seen him in our front yard. And yeah, I guess he actually came up to our house and was staring into our house. So after she had told me that, I had just looked out my window trying to find where he went. And I saw him between this complex and the complex next door. Police did release some of the photographs, along with what they believe is the suspect's vehicle. But they say they need more, specifically anything taken before 1:45 p.m.
We are still asking the public to review footage that might have captured the suspect or his vehicle.
Plunkett saying he and others had spotted the man lurking around in the neighborhood before.
A month ago, we caught him crawling through our neighbor's bushes on all four legs, crawling with a big Bowie knife. So we thought that was really weird. And then I went outside and contacted him and asked what he was doing, and he had claimed that he had lost a white Shih Tzu.
Police have not yet released the woman's name, nor have they said how she was killed, but they do say that this was an isolated incident and there's no further danger to the public. Charges against their suspect are still pending. In Oswego, I'm Michelle Gallardo, ABC7 Eyewitness News.
Michelle, thank you for that report. The two federal officers involved in that deadly shooting of Alex Preddy in Minneapolis are now on administrative leave. A spokesperson with Customs and Border Protection calling the move standard protocol. A preliminary report by the Department of Homeland Security reports that both agents fired their weapons during the incident on Saturday. President Trump says operations will de-escalate in Minneapolis, a shift in his previous tone on ICE operations there. Minnesota Governor Tim Walz saying that he is not interested in a shift in tone. He wants ICE out of the state. The Hennepin County prosecutor now weighing whether to level state charges against the federal agents in the shooting of Alex Preddy and Renee Good. Tom Homan is set to hold a news conference tomorrow morning in Minneapolis. And we have some new video into our newsroom, and it appears to show Alex Preddy in a confrontation with federal agents in Minneapolis back on January 13th, 11 days before the agents shot and killed him just blocks away from where he was killed. Our Mark Rivera has the latest tonight from Minneapolis at 10 o'clock. Well, Democrats in Washington have threatened to vote against funding for ICE and DHS after Preddy's shooting. Our Sarah Schulte speaking to Governor J.B. Pritzker today about his reaction to calls from some to get rid of ICE altogether and what he says needs to be done and happening in the future.
While many Democrats, including his own lieutenant governor, are calling to abolish ICE, Governor J.B. Pritzker weighs in on where he stands on the issue and the departure of Border Patrol Chief Greg Pavino. The deadly shooting of 37-year-old ICU nurse Alex Preddy has not only resulted in a call for federal agents to be removed from Minneapolis, but for Immigration Customs Enforcement to be eliminated altogether.
I want to abolish ICE, because this agency cannot be reformed.
But Illinois Lieutenant Governor Juliana Stratton's boss believes ICE can be reformed.
We need to have people who are actually professionally prepared to do law enforcement, and instead of taking away people's constitutional rights.
Governor J.B. Pritzker supports immigration enforcement, but not the way the Trump administration is doing it. He is encouraged by the departure of Border Patrol Chief Greg Pavino, but Pritzker says Kristi Noem, Tom Homan, and Stephen Miller should all be removed as well.
They need to be held accountable because killings took place, and it was under their orders.
Pritzker stands with Senate Democrats who are urging Republicans to remove Department of Homeland Security funding from a package of bills to fund the government.
They're now going to spend a whole bunch of money building up what can only be described as a secret police force at ICE, where they're going to multiply by 7 the amount of money that will go into ICE.
Senate Democrats are holding out until ICE is reined in or overhauled. Facing a partial government shutdown, the deadline is Friday. Republicans say they're waiting for the Democrats' demands.
Democrats are once again threatening to shut down the government, and Democrats are once again prioritizing illegal immigrants over American safety and American citizens.
Meantime, speaking at the National Press Club in Washington, D.C. today, Mayor Brandon Johnson says he will soon announce some policies aimed at holding federal agents accountable for misconduct. Sarah Schulte, ABC7 Eyewitness News.
All right, Sarah, thank you for that report. Let's go outside on this Wednesday. We made it halfway through the work week together.
We did.
And it's still cold. We've been saying the same thing for the last 5 days. I took a walk early this morning around 10 o'clock, 9:30. Outside through the park. The sun was beautiful.
That has helped, yeah.
Right.
We were talking about that earlier. That was our Shed Aquarium camp. You said the city looked great. Heisel, you were mentioning the sunshine in our 4 o'clock hour. It does help a little bit.
Gives you hope. A little warm. You got to find silver lining somewhere.
You really do. You really do. Yeah, temperatures here for the next couple of days are expected to slowly start to move up. You can see into the 20s. So at least we have that. And earlier we were also talking about just like anything. And now our sunsets are after 5 o'clock. So we have that as well. Temperatures again in the teens tomorrow, Friday, and then Saturday and beyond in the 20s. So at least we're improving things a little bit, but still below average. 14 at O'Hare, 15 at Midway right now. Add on the little bit of a wind that we have around, and we are looking at wind chill values across a lot of the area in the single digits. Our air temperatures drop anywhere from 3 below to 4 above overnight tonight. It's mainly clear and it's cold. Tomorrow, temperatures reach into the upper teens, mid and upper teens with some sunshine around. So another bright day tomorrow, and then Friday we turn our attention to the chance to have lake effect snow in the area. And like Sunday, there's going to be a small area where we could potentially get more than 6 inches of snow. We will talk more about this coming up here in just a little bit.
Okay, Heisel, thank you. A Will County man sentenced on attempted murder and hate crime charges. John Shadbar admitting today he shot his neighbor. Melissa Robertson was in her Lockport backyard in 2024 when she was wounded. ABC7's John Garcia spoke to her after today's court hearing.
As she leaves the Will County Courthouse this afternoon, Melissa Robertson says she is still in constant pain from the gunshot wound she suffered nearly 2 years ago. But she leaves knowing the man who shot her will likely spend the rest of his life in prison.
The worst time of my life. It's not been good. It's been the hardest time ever. I'll never be the same.
It happened in May of 2024. Robertson's next-door neighbor, John Shadbar, shot her twice in her backyard in an apparent hate crime because he had a problem with her mixed-race children. Prosecutors say he frequently referred to them using racially derogatory terms.
She was shot because her neighbor didn't like the color of her kids. That's just completely unreasonable in this day and age.
Shadbar pleaded guilty to attempted first-degree murder and a hate crime, while prosecutors dropped several other assault and weapons charges. They declined to comment on the case. Robertson says she's had countless surgeries and likely has more in her future. She's still unable to use her right hand.
This is a lifelong injury. The quality of her life is never going to be the same.
Despite her injuries and pain, however, Robertson says she feels sorry for the man who shot her. Shadbar had no family in court and looked old and feeble.
It has just destroyed everything. But at the same time, you know, I genuinely forgive the guy, and it was one stupid mistake that's now landed him where he's going.
Shadbar has been in custody and will get credit for 631 days time served. The judge says he must serve at least 85% of the 20-year sentence in prison. In Joliet, John Garcia, ABC7 Eyewitness News.
All right, John, thank you for that. Coming up tonight, the FBI investigating in Georgia looking for documents related to the 2020 presidential election.
The Fed leaving interest rates unchanged, what it could signal about the economy.
And later on, a local woman sewing her way into Chicago Bulls history. We'll be right back. FBI agents executed a search warrant today at the Fulton County Elections Office near Atlanta, but the agency did not provide any details. A spokesperson for the county said that agents were seeking records linked to the 2020 election. President Trump has targeted Fulton County and has claimed that the election was stolen. Court, state, and federal officials have found no evidence of fraud that would have changed the outcome. And Secretary of State Marco Rubio is defending President Trump's military operation to oust and arrest Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro. He answered questions today in front of the Senate Foreign Relations Committee at the first public hearing since Maduro was deposed. Secretary Rubio said that the president acted to take out a major U.S. national security threat in the Western Hemisphere, and America is now safer.
I mean, look, at the end of the day, we are dealing with people over there that have spent most of their lives living in a gangster paradise. So it's not going to be like from one day to the next, we're going to have this thing turn around overnight. But I think we're making good and decent progress. It is the best plan, and we are certainly better off today in Venezuela than we were 4 weeks ago.
Secretary Rubio also used his wide-ranging congressional testimony to calm fears about tensions with Greenland and NATO.
The Federal Reserve kept short-term interest rates unchanged today, despite pressure from President Trump to lower the cost of borrowing money. It's the first rate decision since the Department of Justice launched an investigation into Fed Chair Jerome Powell. ABC's Christian Cordero now with the latest from Washington.
Today, a string of 3 interest rate cuts in a row ends with the Federal Reserve deciding to hold rates steady.
The economy is growing at a solid pace. The unemployment rate has been broadly stable, and inflation remains somewhat elevated.
The move signals a cautious approach from Fed Chair Jerome Powell, who said last month that the agency wants to see how the economy evolves. President Trump's tariffs, the rise of artificial intelligence, and a stubborn job market have contributed to an uncertain economic outlook. ABC's Selena Wang asked Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent today what message he has for Americans worried about affordability.
Americans should be worried about affordability. The Biden administration destroyed affordability. It's the worst inflation. We are getting inflation under control.
The latest government data, however, shows food prices are rising at their fastest monthly pace since 2022. Powell with a reality check on inflation today.
Inflation has eased significantly from its highs in mid-2022, but remains somewhat elevated relative to our 2% longer run goal.
Despite consumer spending being up, major companies are now announcing cuts to their workforce. Amazon today said it's cutting 16,000 jobs in the company's second round of layoffs in 3 months. Last summer, Amazon's CEO said he expects Amazon's workforce to change because of AI. Several other companies have also announced cuts, including Pinterest, Meta, Nike, and UPS. UPS expects to reduce its workforce by 30,000 jobs this year. Today's Fed decision was the first since Powell announced he was being investigated by the DOJ regarding the Fed's building renovation costs. Powell immediately denied any wrongdoing and did not elaborate today. The president says he was not involved in the DOJ's investigation. Christian Cordero, ABC News, Washington.
Lurie Children's Hospital announcing plans to open its first inpatient hospital outside of Chicago. And right now it's planned to be built in West Suburban Downers Grove. The president and CEO of Lurie Children's tells us this project is huge because it's giving children access to critical care. And they're in the planning stages for the new hospital. But once it's complete, there will be an emergency room. Doctors will be able to perform surgeries there, and patients will have access to specialty care if they need it. A popular Valentine's Day candy getting a makeover. The company says it is a sign of the time, Cheryl.
Sign, the operative word.
Yes, very good.
And we are tracking the chance for lake effect snow as we take a live look at our city. It's all lit up. It looks beautiful. It's kind of deceiving. It's cold out there. Hazel Martinez has the details coming up in your AccuWeather forecast on the other side of the break. Rescue workers pull a driver from a car after it plunged 150 feet down an embankment this morning. My goodness, we're told that the victim is a 30-year-old woman. A helicopter lifted her from the scene and took her to the hospital. There's no word tonight on her condition or what caused that crash.
Hopefully she's okay. A lot of rescuers there
Wow.
trying to get her out.
Yeah.
It's time for our weather forecast here in Chicago. This is our Royal Sonesta downtown Chicago camera. It is still quite cold. And it's going to continue to be that way.
I know. I'm thinking when you say Royal Sonesta, I'm thinking like the beach, Royal Sonesta Beach, and it makes you feel warm all over.
Down in parts of Florida, they're cold.
I know.
Right
It's
now.
like my sister landed there today, but she's still saying, it's in the 50s. But they think that's
That
boots
is
and
cold for
scarves,
them, yeah.
and the iguanas are falling out of the trees. They're all frozen.
Imagine 50s
Yeah.
right now.
I know, in like
Man.
30s this weekend or something for a low. I don't know, but it's still better than our frozen tundra. I mean, it's exhausting.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's exhausting, and
Yeah.
just reminding you that we're almost done with January.
Okay, 52 days till
We're
spring.
almost there. Sunset was after 5 o'clock
Yay!
today.
Yes.
Oh,
yes.
now we're going. We got good positive stuff
Right,
here.
we got to. It'll be spring before you
How
know
many
it.
more days until we
50
dye the Chicago River green? It's just
all of
go
those
blinking and
things.
it's almost here. I promise.
Yeah, right.
16 degrees for the day tomorrow, still on the very cold side, but at least it is still bright. And then Friday, we're tracking lake effect snow. That is why we are under that AccuWeather alert. It will be that light, fluffy, slippery snow, and so because of that, we have that AccuWeather alert in those areas that do get that lake effect. And then Saturday, the lake effect could continue, especially in the morning hours, and temperatures are in the 20s. Right now, it is clear out there. A temperature at 14 degrees at O'Hare with that west wind around 5 to 10. It's giving us a wind chill in the single digits, and we likely stay there through the rest of tonight. Take a look here to show you that we do have just clear skies, and we stay clear the rest of the night tonight. So our air temperatures will fall anywhere from 3 below to 4 above, mainly clear, and what stays the same is our wind right out of the northwest around 5 to 10. Giving us that wind chill. Notice here tomorrow, temperatures eventually make it back up into the middle teens with some sunshine around, and that's for tomorrow. Still some calm conditions. Then Friday morning into Saturday morning, maybe early afternoon, we have the chance to have that lake effect. So here's what the GFS, the American model, is showing, that there is that potential where you see about 6 to 10 inches are possible in some very isolated locations, kind of like on Sunday. It just landed right on top of Chicago, a very populated area. There's a chance that it lands over northwest Indiana. Here's a look at the European model to also show that it has a bullseye in northwest Indiana, about 3 to 6. So a big difference in that. I think the amount of ice on the lake is also going to impact our snow totals. The more ice we have, the less lake effect kind of gets going. And so because of that, we're still monitoring how much snow we're going to get. But here's what an early thinking in this blue color, which does include parts of Chicago. If that lake effect sets up to 5 inches are possible. Where that bullseye is, potentially getting up to 10 inches, kind of like what we saw on Sunday in that light blue color, up to 3 inches possible, because some of these bands may extend pretty far inland. But again, not expecting that much accumulation further inland. 8 in the morning on Friday, the timeline of this, we start to see that lake effect start to set up. 11 in the morning, we're likely still seeing it on the Illinois side. And then by 4 o'clock, still on the Illinois side, we'll have to watch that. And then switching over to northwest Indiana Friday evening and staying there Friday night into parts of Saturday morning. But then look, our model is showing that the potential to have the lake effect set back into the Illinois side Saturday morning. So something we will be watching very closely. Saturday, that lake effect still possible. We might make it an AccuWeather alert, just depending on where that snow band lands and how long it lasts in our area. Sunday is a pretty calm day this weekend. And then we're looking into next week. You'll see some snow chances Monday and Wednesday. They don't look like big ones, just maybe a couple of inches of snow possible.
Okay.
Still
So no big storms, but potential to have big snow with lake effect.
Yeah.
Yep, get the shovels ready.
Yeah, some
again.
parts of the area too. An iconic Valentine's Day candy. It's getting an update. Spangler's Sweethearts will feature some new sayings this year, including share login, a split rent, and cook for two.
What?
The company calls them love in this economy phrases. The classics
Okay.
like cutie pie and marry me will still be included.
Gosh, remember when we gave those in grammar school, and
they
you're
were
so
great.
honored when somebody gave you some back.
Especially
in a
the
little
girl that
bag.
you had
I was
crush
always
on.
like, what does that say though? Because, you know, it kind
Or
of
it would get smudged.
Yeah.
No idea, but you were happy to get it.
Yeah, and they taste kind of sweet. All right. Well, we have an incredible story on the other side of break. You have a local woman playing a big part in Bulls history.
And we'll explain. Lisette Nunez has the story next.
She is the woman behind the banner, Derrick Rose's banner, that now hangs proudly at the United Center.
ABC7's Lisette Nunez spoke to the woman who had the honor of sewing it.
Maria Estela Barra never imagined this moment. For decades, she's been sewing the flags and banners that honor Chicago sports teams. And finally, she's getting the recognition she deserves.
Son muchas emociones, ¿verdad? Que...
Las tengo a flor de piel. Dispénsame. Maria Estela Barra is still processing all the emotions after this viral moment. This took place during Derrick Rose's jersey retirement ceremony on Saturday. The Chicago Bulls showing this video on the Jumbotron. It showcases the hard work that went into creating D. Rose's retirement jersey banner.
Es her, my abuela.
Barra's granddaughter captured her grandmother's reaction while they were at the United Center and at one point bringing her to tears. This caught the eye of the people sitting around her. At one point, the crowd began chanting MVP to her. Barra has been working at WGN Flag and Decorating Company on the city's south side for 39 years. She was born in Guadalajara, Mexico, and taught herself how to sew. Barra leads major projects at WGN, including for the Chicago Blackhawks. She's also sewn championship banners and the retirement jersey banners of other Bulls legends.
Creo que el de Scottie Pippen y el de Michael Jordan.
She says creating all of these banners have been important to her, but this last banner has drawn an unforgettable experience. Without even realizing it, one can say Barra has achieved the American dream. This moment and recognition has brought tremendous pride to her family, her boss, and team.
Her humbleness is the first one to say, no, this is everybody's accomplishment. And that's really just a testament to who she is.
As for what's next for Barra, she says she has no intentions of slowing down or retiring anytime soon. She says this work brings her a lot of joy. On the city's south side, Lisette Nunez, ABC7 Eyewitness News.
It's the best story of the week so far.
I know, favorite story all day. I mean, the pride, the joy. She got to witness her gift rise in the rafters at the game. I mean, what an
everyone
honor.
screaming out.
Yeah,
that was pretty cool.
her.
I had not seen that video before. She deserves it.
Really,
She seems so modest.
I mean, and it's only 5 in the history of the Bulls team, and she made all of them.
Pretty cool.
I mean, what an honor, legacy.
Who's going to be next?
Congratulations.
Connor Bedard, maybe? Who knows who she'll sew next, but it will be someone at some point.
Okay, we'll see you at 10 on ABC7.